An easy and simplistic evening for Chelsea Football Club. Have they now secured top four? 6 point gap they have between them and dropping out of a Champions League place next season. Huge pressure on West Ham and massive pressure on Liverpool tomorrow evening, late afternoon, when they take on Manchester United at Old Trafford. A big advantage to Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea today. Kai Havertz with the goals. Mason Mount, absolutely sensational again. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the Football Terrace right now. Here we go. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world. Chelsea have a 6 point gap in the top four with just 4 games remaining. They give themselves a huge opportunity to secure Champions League football again next year through league qualification. Fulham, on the other hand, 9 points from safety with just 12 to play for. Newcastle looks set to remain inside the Premier League next season. Fulham look like they are going down. But it was a simplistic day. And do you know what? It was a very good performance from Chelsea. Looking at the list of players there, Kai Havertz, excellent today. Has he finally arrived in a Chelsea shirt? Mason Mount again. Absolutely astounding. Astounding performance from that young man. His touch, his control, the weight of pass to set up the first and the opener for Chelsea was out of this world. Point blank, out of this world. Amazing. Brilliant. Can't say no more about it than that. Rest of the team, I thought Gilmore did well in the middle for coming in. James had a good day at right back. Defensively, especially Silva, excellent today. And it could have been a sticky one. Chelsea with a big Champions League game midweek against Real Madrid, up against a team fighting with their lives to stay inside the Premier League. But Chelsea handled them well. They had, they didn't actually have too much of the ball. It was only around 50% possession, but they dominated. They had the ball in the right areas. They let Fulham have it, a lot of the ball in the middle, a lot of it in their own halves, but they weren't able to really cut or penetrate through Chelsea Football Club. And I felt for the majority of this game, Chelsea were playing in second gear. They weren't enabling Fulham to get ahead of steam. And this means, in my opinion, Chelsea reserved a lot of energy. They're going to be chomping at the bit ahead of their midweek clash against Real Madrid to secure their place in the Champions League final. And what a season this is looking like being for Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea. They are 1 foot in a Champions League final. They're in an FA Cup final, and they are pretty much secure in relation to the top 4. They've got young players like Kai Havertz starting to turn good after big money was invested. And then you have the likes of Reece James and Mason Mount absolutely killing it at the very highest level. If you're a Chelsea fan right now, you must be absolutely buzzing. You must be absolutely buzzing at the way your team performs. Angolo speaks here, says London is blue. And it is. London is blue for so many reasons, not just because of the trophies in history, but right now, there isn't a London team that can talk to Chelsea. Chelsea may be in a top 4 race with the likes of West Ham, which on the surface, from the outside looking in, oh, that's embarrassing. But not Tuchel's Chelsea. Tuchel's Chelsea are formidable. The only team that's picked up more points than Tuchel's Chelsea since he's arrived, I believe, is, I think it's about the same as Man United, but Man City are slightly in front of them. You give Tuchel a summer, you give him a pre-season, it is curtains. C here said that Arsenal fans are saying Emil Smith-Rowe is better than Kai Havertz. That is a hot take. That is a hot mess of an opinion to put Smith-Rowe in front of Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz has been adapting to a new country, new culture, new way of life behind closed doors. You give Kai Havertz time a full preseason under Thomas Tuchel, you're about to see one of the best. I don't know whether to call him attacking midfielder or a false nine, but he could do that job standing on his head. We have a super chat from Artem here who says, first goal sums up Mason Mount's growth from year 1 to year 2. The run, the first touch, the through ball, all unbelievable. slowly turning into a world-class player. And that's one of our talking points today. How good is Mason Mount in terms of now and his ceiling? What do you see him achieving in terms of status? What tier level can he achieve in the Premier League? Tier 1? And be spoken about when he retires with the likes of Gerrard and Lampards and Paul Scholes'? Or is he a level, is he a level 2 below that? Where do you see him in terms of his ability and the ceiling that he has, and what level is he performing at right now? Because this boy goes from strength to strength, week in, week out, gets bigger and better and bolder. There is no doubt about that whatsoever. But we do want to hear from you. Make sure like buttons are being hit. Share buttons are being done. You're subscribing to the Football Terrace as well. We're going to go to our first caller of the day. We've got David backstage who's coming on soon, but we're going to go to Daniel first of all that's here with us. Daniel, welcome back to the Terrace, mate. Another 3 point simplistic win. You feeling confident about that top 4 place now?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think, like you said, man, you said it right, man. Like, we were just conserving a lot of energy. I think we did give Fulham a lot of the ball. I think that was the game plan. Kind of soak up a little bit. And then I think he saw something with the long balls, because I don't know if you realize that we played a lot more long balls than we'd normally play. And the first goal actually came from a long ball from Thiago Silva. Obviously, Mason Mount quality is going to be interesting to see what David says, because everything that David has criticized about Mason Mount in terms of maybe his touch and his final ball letting him down, I mean, he showed that in leaps and bounds in today's game. So, and on top of that, I mean, it was the recent stream where he said he doesn't think Mount should actually start in his favoured front three. Yet Mount and Kai Havertz are linking up, man. Look, I'm telling you, I might even post up the picture later on, but Frank Lampard, Michael Ballack, we're seeing it in the future. A couple years later in Kai Havertz and Mason Mount, man. Two quality players. Future Chelsea captain, said it already. It's a calm one. You know a game where you just watch it and you're calm. I wasn't necessarily overhyped. The focus is on Tuesday.
It's almost one of them games where you can find yourself doing other things while it's on.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
I actually did. I tidied my desk up and I had a little wipe down and polished while it was on. I wasn't glued to it. It was just there. It was like background music at times. There's no doubt. I want to speak Timo Werner for a moment as well, because he got an assist today. I didn't think he was good in terms of his finishing. But what did you think of his performance after what most people considered a bit of a disaster midweek?
Yeah, Timo Werner can have his touches here and there. You're just wanting more. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you just want more from Timo Werner. Like, I think he should have got a goal today. Do you know what I'm saying? This was the kind of game where he should have scored. I don't agree with people who think that he doesn't deserve to start. I do see why he starts, because of what he brings. Like, in behind, like when you know a player is quick, he is a worry. He's a cause for concern for other teams. But it's just it's the finishing again, man. You're just never sure what Timo Werner you're gonna get. Like, the ball he played today was actually very good. Like, it was surprising that he made that. But I don't like when you ask me.
Go on.
No, sorry. When you ask me, like, how did Timo Werner play? It's like, I don't know how he played, because he gets an assist, and it's like, but it wasn't what I really wanted, even though it was a quality assist. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, I was about to say, Gal did say the other day he was brought in for his creativity. Maybe Gal was onto something. We all laugh. Listen, Daniel, stay backstage for me. We'll bring you back on with the panel in a little bit, mate. Top man. Chelsea fan Rowe here says Havertz is the best technical player in the Premier League. He is going to win the Ballon d'Or for sure in 5 years. Listen to that take, ladies and gentlemen. Best technical player in the Premier League. Better than Pogba. Better than KDB. Better than Jordan Henderson. Are we? I can help myself with that one. Are we serious here? Are we serious? Row with the super chat there. Get your super chats coming in, people. Make sure that like button is being hit. Just under 2,000 people watching us live on the air right now. Next up on the show, David's with me. David's here. Mason Mount putting you in a spliff again, sir.
Is he though? So again, Mason Mount has a Mason Mount game. However, his final ball is improved and he gets an assist, which is exactly what I wanted from before. So again, I'm confused how he's put me in a split because all I said was that he needs to improve on his own product, and that's what he's doing. But again, Kai Havertz has scored 2 goals, and everyone wants to talk about Mason Mount. I'm just saying. You see, my boys are shining, Mason's shining. Everyone's happy. You can move. It's just how it is. It's good life.
Listen, we can tell you're very well educated. As I say, your spin is amazing. Your new nickname is now just David Cameron. We're just going to call you David Cameron. 100%. That private educated spin you have. In terms of top 4, though, are you confident now that you're in? You've got a 6-point gap. Big, tough games for both Liverpool and West Ham to come. Are you confident now that you're in?
Man City. After Man City, I'll know whether we're confident or not. Because we've won today, obviously now we effectively will have a 3-point buffer over the other teams. So we'd only have to win 2 out of the last 3 to get into the top 4. However, we take points from City, I'll be very confident. I'm very confident right now, but City is like the 100% bank. It's like no chance of us not getting top 4.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that one. I really do. In relation to midweek, was today sort of the perfect kind of game before that? It almost felt like a training game at times. Nobody had to exert themselves. You win, you keep a clean sheet. Do you think this team's ready to go and get the job done against Real Madrid?
Yeah, I mean, as I said midweek, like normally it takes something world-class to score against us. That's normally what it takes to score. Well, we did have world-class players who can produce those moments. But again, we don't concede a goal, we go through. We outscore them, we go through. The only way we don't go through is if they score 2 and then we only score 2. That's literally those are the only ways. Or of course they beat us, which is again it is possible.
Yeah.
Obviously they beat us and then
normal football. Yeah,
but I'm feeling pretty confident, especially after today's game. The way that we played, like just conserving energy. Again, one of the commentators was like, "They don't score many goals, Chelsea. They should really go 100%, really put the pressure on Fulham." And I was like, there's no need to for now. It's 2-0. Like, why would we waste our energy when we've got bigger things to look forward to? So
I agree. Yeah. We saw that Man United on Thursday night. They smelt blood, and the more goals they scored, the safer that tie is. So it made sense to do it. But if that was a league game and we got it to 4-2 and there was 15 minutes left, you take your foot off the gas. You don't need to exert yourself and burn out more energy because there's almost no mileage. And winning 5-4 or 6-4 doesn't really change things in the grand scheme of things. And you winning 3 or 4-0 today, I don't think does anything for you on Tuesday, rather than maybe just burning a few players out. David, we'll get you on for the panel in just a few moments' time. Top man, row back again with a super chat. It says, first touch is the best. That is what I mean. Kai Havertz, does he have the best first touch in the Premier League? Viewers, I want your opinions right now. Right now, does he have the best first touch in the league? We'll judge it by the yes or no's. I'm going to wait for these live comments to come through. I'm going to wait and see. And we've got a question that's actually been put forward. If you've got any questions for the panel when we come on, super chat your questions in now, and we will ask them of the panel when they arrive. Make sure you get those super chats in to get that done. I've had a few that have normally come in, but we want to respect the super chats that we've had already. What are we saying? Yes. Look at the yeses. Look at these yeses here. Lots of people saying yes, that he has the best touch in the league. Look at that. A lot of people. Absolutely. Yes. Havertz, just lovely, is what this individual says. But viewers, what do you think and feel? Next up on the show, we've got man like Gem in the house. What you saying, Gemini?
Not bad, bro. How are you? You all right?
I'm champion. Yourself? Another win.
Yeah.
Top 4 secured. Mason Mount on fire. Havertz, Werner with an assist. Mendy with the saves.
Yeah.
It's nice time to be a Chelsea fan.
It's a good time to be a Chelsea fan. You know, we've got Real Madrid in the midweek, which potentially, if we win, we can go into a final. Today's game I felt relaxed. Yeah, once we got that first goal, I just felt calm. You know, from what I'd seen, I think a lot of people were sort of unsure whether to question Tuchel before the game kicked off. Obviously, Billy Gilmore comes into the middle of the pitch in a pivot with Mason Mount. And straight away, there's question marks there. You're thinking to yourself, are we going to get, they're going to get bullied in many ways. I thought in the first 20 minutes, I thought we struggled. I thought we struggled to actually hold the ball, move the ball quick enough. And then you kind of then saw why Tuchel decided to play how he did today. And we done something that we haven't really been doing much. I can't actually remember doing under Tuchel since he's come. It's when we get the ball at the back, we was just looking for the long one, like route one football over the top, and there was space. There was space for him to run into, and it worked, and we got our goal from it. I think Kai Havertz's finishing in front of goal was just something else, and for me, I keep saying it, he needs to start. I know we like to rotate. I know Tuchel's very unpredictable. The pineapple, yeah. All right.
Every time look at the amount of comments with pineapples.
Do you know what, though? I like pineapples, man. They're sweet. So if that's what they're going to call me, I'm all good with that. But no, seriously, Kai Havertz in front of goal, great. I think he needs to start, Terry, in my eyes. And I thought Timo Werner, keep saying it, Timo Werner's best position is playing off someone. So a false nine in Havertz and then running off behind him. And I thought Timo Werner didn't have a bad game today, as he answered. I know Daniel said he wasn't too sure how to sort of judge Timo Werner's performance, but for me, I thought he was okay. All right, he didn't score. Don't get me wrong, but he does everything he should do in my eyes in terms of runs, getting in front of goal. Ziyech should have scored. Let's be serious. If that was Timo Werner on the end of it, we'd have been absolutely ruining him. But because it was Ziyech, we didn't hear anything. So yeah, man, we're all good, bro. All good.
No, I hear that. And are you confident? Does this give you a lot of confidence ahead of the Real Madrid game?
I think we still need to be careful. Yes, we got the away goal. However, we see that even with the one shot on target that Real Madrid had and Benzema converting, if we don't turn up, I think we need to turn up with the action that we're not actually winning, because we're not really. We've got an away goal. I think we need to go out there and actually just try and get a goal. Getting a goal, then I feel a bit more relaxed. If it's 0-0, 60 minutes still, I'll be on the edge of my seat, I think. But yeah, overall, I think we can get the job done. I just think it falls on us, Terry, mainly to get the job done, mate.
No, I hear you on that. Stay backstage for me, Jem.
Yep.
We'll have you back on again very, very soon. Lamar Thomas says, you missed my super chat. If I miss your super chat, Lamar, just comment it again. I'll make sure I see it. Maybe do it a few times so I don't miss it like a spam thing. And I'll read it out. I apologize massively for missing that. It was all the pineapples. It pushed all the chats out of the way. We've got Ro here with a super chat who says, Havertz is really a generational talent. His second goal will sum that up. The touch and the timing of the run and then the finish. Look, we know how good, we know how talented Kai Havertz is. I think he was a little disrespected early on in the season because of the price tag. He's got to come straight in and deliver. He's got to come straight in and hit the ground running. I almost feel to a degree like Bruno Fernandes has made it very, very difficult for a lot of other football players because he came in and was top class from his first game pretty much. People expect it of everybody. Football just doesn't work in that way, especially for youngsters, especially for young players that are on their way through. I think it's a very difficult thing to just expect people to do. Lamar, I've got your super chat here, actually. It says, and I quote, it says, I'm saying this for the last time, Mount over Foden. Lamar said, Mount over Foden. Now, that's another question for the audience tonight. Right now on your keypad, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Mount over Foden. By the way, I forgot to send a link out to someone earlier. Can someone backstage send a link to Slens, my guy Slens for me, Slen Talks? If someone just send him a little DM link, that'd be great. I seen Prime put his hand up. So what I'll do while Prime's doing that, excuse me, I had myself a little Pepsi Max and it's made me a little bit gassy. In that sense, in a good mood today, though. Do you know what? I've done the kind of the halting on socials thing for one reason, but it's actually quite nice having not been on. I don't really look at YouTube as proper social media because I can control what people say or do with moderators or by a lot of people. A lot of people accuse me of deleting their comments sometimes. Do you know I don't delete comments? I have a lots of different words that are blocked. All the offensive words are blocked. If you type something offensive or swear, you comment that. The amount of times I see people saying, why is Terry effing deleting my messages? I'm like, that's because you swore in it, bruv. So YouTube is really good because you can funnel things out and tailor it. So if YouTube can do it, that on my videos, you can't write certain words. Twitter could just update itself so you couldn't even write nasty things. Imagine they made it that offensive words couldn't be used. It must be able to do it. It must be able to do it. Anyway, a lot of people here saying no, but a lot of people agreeing. They are saying Mount is better. Look at that. Wow. Ches is with me now. Ches, welcome back to the show, mate. Mason Mount over Foden. Are you having that? Are you having that?
I knew you could ask me. I can't lie to you. I think if you put Mount in Man City's team, would he do what he's doing now and more? I would agree he would, because Man City have quality all around. I'm not saying Chelsea don't, but the role Foden had, he's so free to go around and do what he has to do on the left and middle around the pitch. And I think he would put up the same amount of numbers, and I think he would look as good as he does now. The fact he's standing out in the Chelsea team, who's developing, and is a young player, it's comparative to Foden who's doing in Man City. But you put him out in the Man City's team, I think he could bang as well. So I think, it's a tight one, you know. If things, I'll take both of them, obviously, but you have to choose. I suppose to choose Mount.
Right now, Ches, I'm going to put you on the spot. Right now,
oh Lord.
You're picking your team. You're building a team. You've got one place left, and I've got sitting here in my room. Like, right, you can have Phil Foden or you can have Mason Mount. Which of the two are you taking?
Mason, get your shirt on, mate.
Ches has gone for it. Ches has picked Mason.
Simple as that.
He's picked Mason. That's a big choice.
Can you tell me, a question on you, I'm putting you on the spot. If Mount goes into Man City's team, would he have a similar impact that Foden's had? Do you think, like, you know, the Borussia Dortmund goal and the impact in the Premier League as well, he's done decent. If he's done all right in the Premier League, would you think he'll be like similar stats and contribution and impacts on games? Because I think he would be.
I think he'd have more goals and assists this season than Phil Foden.
Arguably, 100%.
I think I'm not saying he's better than him, but I think Mason Mount's a better creator. I think Phil Foden is better potentially on the ball with close control. When he's in tight spaces, I think Phil Foden is better. But they're both such great talents. And what I love about it, as an Englishman, from a footballing perspective, it's you got Mount, you got Foden, you got Jackie Grealish. They're so good. James Maddison doesn't get anywhere near the England team.
100% he doesn't.
It shows how great these talents are. In terms of yourselves today, Chelsea, what did you make of the performance and everything else that went along with it?
Couldn't agree more with Jem and Dan and David, like calming, like resolute. We let them have the ball, kick it around a bit. Mendy actually made a few good saves. For all the haters saying Mendy don't make saves, he's seen a few today, top class saves. We let them have the ball. It's just really relaxed performance. Like you could tell, like you said already, Terry, like we rested for Wednesday because that's a massive game for our season essentially. So yeah, it was just really relaxed performance. And Havetz, 100% he's got one of the best touches in the league. He's silky, he's saucy, he's lovely on the ball, he's lovely to watch. I can't get enough of it. I
agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I totally agree. Someone here says, Terry, what was Scholes' goals stroke assist record at 22? Probably pretty high. He played further up the field at that age. I don't know off the top of my head, but it was pretty high.
But Terry, one thing I would say, that's a good question, because people like to compare Mount and Lampard. Let's not do that. Because Mount is his own player. Because I know people I was backing Mount early in the season. They're like, how high do you think he could get? And I said,
I think Mason Mount's got a better touch and better technique than Lampard. Better pass than Lampard.
Yeah, Lampard just had the football brain.
But Lampard's biggest skill was that goal scoring ability. Arrived. He was a good footballer. He had a very good touch. He had a very good pass. He was a very good midfielder. But it was his goal scoring ability. Knowing he was like a goal poacher that played in midfield for a lot of his goals where he would arrive late. He also could bang a few from the edge of the box. So he's a very good footballer. I think Mason Mount's got certain attributes that are better than Lampard's. But like I said earlier, when it comes to ceilings, it's about the ability matching the outputs and then the consistency to go into that tier one category. Lampard did it until he's early 30s. Gerrard did it his whole career. Scholes did it from when he was 18, 19 till he was 38, bruv. Like, it's a long way to go for those players. Like, it really, really is. Listen, Ches, we'll get you back on with the panel in a little bit, mate. Thank you for coming on, having your top man. We've got a bit of a rival flavor here. Igal's backstage. Centurions first, so says Mount wouldn't bench Raheem Sterling or Ferran Torres. Foden is the second best player in the Man City side apart from KDB. The City fans are getting involved now. He reckons Torres. Ferran, I never played Torres. And I scored today, to be fair. Over Mason Mount. Chelsea fans, are you having that one? I don't think you are. I want your comments now. Do the little name with the little chevron thing, right? I don't know what the punctuation, I don't know what the the grammar thing is, listen to that. I'm a moron. I'm a moron. That Chevlon thing, right? What way round? Torres or Mount? Get that in the comment section, the live comment section right about now, people. I did miss a super chat, to be fair. I did miss one, but that was from MB. He said that Mount is the best young English player. That's a big take. That's a big take on a Saturday evening when not much else is going on. Monsieur says, is there a fear of burnout for Mount? Well, Prime's backstage shaking his head saying yes. So we're going to get Prime on instead of a gal right here. Prime, what are you shaking your head for?
I think he's played a lot in the last... this season, last season was his first at Chelsea. He was at Derby. He played a lot, and even at Havetz. I think there is that slight fear of burnout. However, because it's Tuchel, he's going to use him properly. Under Lampard, I saw Mount's ability, but because it wasn't being nurtured properly, it was like he was pressing, but doing it at the wrong times and pressing in the wrong moments. The decision making was completely off. But now in this short period of time, we've seen a massive improvement and a turnaround. I've said a few months ago, especially under Lampard, that Mount is as good as Maddison in that current moment in time, and then it's Grealish and Foden competing with each other up top. Right now, Mount is in that discussion with Grealish and Foden. Mount is being brilliant and superb, and especially when he played against Real Madrid, that to me, I think it was a world-class game. He was brilliant today as well. That touch from him was sublime, was world-class. If that was any other midfielder, if that was Foden, if that was Pogba that did that, that was Neymar or whatever, everyone would be saying that's world-class. Everyone would be loving it. But because it's Mount, he's not getting that same respect.
I completely agree with that. I think that I feel I'm plagiarizing Josh here, but I agree with him. Josh in the group chat earlier. Mason Mount is starting to get the same BS that Harry Kane gets, that Rashford gets, and so many English players get it. Not all of them. Jack Grealish doesn't really get it. Phil Foden doesn't get it. But Mason Mount, Harry Kane, Rashford, top class players who, no matter what they do, it's always like the goalposts are going to be moved again and again and again. And it's almost like whatever they achieve, it's, well, I'm still not happy. Let's move the goalpost further to see what happens. But why do you think?
Annoying? Why is that? Because, for example, maybe not Grealish but Maddison being at Leicester for the past year and a half, 2 seasons. Look at the respect he's afforded. If Mount was at Leicester being coached by Rodgers, and look how well he nurtures young talent, people would be saying he's one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. I think maybe it's a big team compared to a small team bias. So because of Leicester, and I know they're in the top 6 and they've been competing for top 6 for a couple of years, but because you don't watch Leicester as much as you're going to watch Chelsea or Manchester United or Spurs, whenever you do watch Maddison play in one-off games, you're going to give him that more respect, because in the games you do watch him, he's more than likely going to get a goal or an assist. Because you're watching Mount every single game and he's not getting a goal or assist every single game, and you're watching him with very close eyes, you're going to notice the little mistakes that he makes. But Maddison makes just as many.
I hear you on that, bro. Listen, I appreciate you coming on, having your say. Stay backstage for me. We'll see you in a bit. Row here says Foden is a better overall player, better in dribbling and long shots. Mount, good team player. He can afford to make mistakes in his position that he plays. He cannot play in the front three, is what Rower's got to say. This debate is going to continue on. There is one guy here called Jacob Cook who keeps saying that Saka is better than Mount. I can't believe anyone's actually having that. No one believes Saka's better than Mount, do they? Anybody? Hello? Someone just says cap. Now, I'm old. Cap means a lie, right? It means lying. I'm looking for the youngsters backstage, shake their head. Look at that. See, I ain't that old. Do you know what I mean? Look at that. Buzzing. I am old. I realize that all the time today. I put the radio on in my car, right? I went to the showroom today. I'm looking at a new car. Went to the showroom. All these songs came on. I was like, I have no. They said at the end of the songs, they say who sung it. I'm like, I have no idea. I'm so old. I'm done. I'm finished. My niece, right? She's like, I don't know how old she is now. She said, but she's like 21. I put a picture up on like Facebook, like story today. It's my private thing, family stuff, right? And she's like, "Oh, you listen to Drake?" I'm like, "Yeah." She seemed really impressed, like that was a cool thing. She's like, "That's so cool." No, my old uncle listens to Drake. I'm like, "Rah! Old uncle." Do you know what I mean? My brother had her very young, so she's like 21. I'm only 35. Like, there ain't that much difference in our age, really. Like once we're older, like when she's 50 and I'm 60 odd, we're the same age. It's one of them ones. Cheeky cat. Tuchel deserves so much praise for the win today. He's utilized the percentage of the squad should be really high, but that showed how confident he is in his coaching ability. Now, he should be proud today because you're up against a relegation-riddled team, and he delivered magnificently. Lamar here with another super chat. By the way, my favorite singer, it's weird saying that name. My favorite singer's called Lamar. Oh, it's disappeared again. There's too many comments, but it says Mount made the EA team of the season. Where was Foden? Shots fired. Shots fired. Get them super chats in. We've got another one here that says Saka is 10th. That is a fact. Can't be argued with. It's true. We're going to bring the panel on now, then bring callers into it because we've got Egal Slens backstage. So we've got man like Daniel on the panel today. David is here with us today. Egal is here with us today. And we've got Jem here with us today as well on the panel. We have got Slens on. We're going to get Prime. We're going to keep rotating people in and out. I don't know what to call it, but I just felt like doing it this way today because I have that power. I have the power. It's amazing. I'm only messing, peeps. I'm only messing. Saka is not even better than Cho. Egal is here with us. A bit of rival chat going on. What did you make of Chelsea's performance today? And why are you shaking your head?
Okay, no, I was just shaking my head to Saka and Cho thing. Let's not do that. Let's just enjoy the youngsters and not compare them like everyone else does. But I will say one thing about Mason Mount and this game. I seen your lineup at the beginning of the game, and I'm like, yo, you guys are playing Billy Gilmore and Mason Mount in the midfield. I thought, you know what, you're gonna have a tough night. But hey, I was completely wrong. Mason Mount showing that he, in my opinion, is now upwards of £150 million footballer. If you were trying to buy him today, that's I think how much he'd be worth. And just his ability on the ball, everything that he does for that team, I think he's probably your best player based off performances this season. And no one can debate that he's probably one of your better players one of the better players in the league right now from that midfield position. And I'm not gonna lie, it's from a jealousy point of view, I would try to throw salt, but right now there's no salt to be thrown. You guys went out there with Billy Gilmore and Mason Mount as a double pivot in the midfield and dominated this team as you should do because it is Fulham. And you kept a clean sheet, got 2 goals. Kai Havertz showed up, and just stop the comparisons to Dennis Bergkamp though. That's silly talk right now. But hey, that's it.
Dennis Bergkamp.
I must have missed something. Everyone's talking about 150 mil. What's the 150 mil thing about?
Egal said he's
Mason
got
Mount,
150 mil
in my opinion, Mason Mount today with his contract and the performances that he's been putting in the Premier League and Champions League, I think he would be worth upwards of 150 mil, and he'd be the most expensive player, valuation-wise, because of the English tax in that Chelsea team.
Yeah, in the Chelsea team.
I'd say 120, 110. But I mean,
I think 150 is reasonable. Think about it.
It's not out of the question.
120. Mason Mount's
Saka worth what?
Okay.
Saka's no better than Dwight McNeil.
No, Saka's about 60, 70.
According to the Football the Observatory, who are one of the sort of leading consultants on player rankings, they have Mason Mount valued between 150 to 200 million euros.
Boom.
Yeah, you said
That's
pounds,
euros.
not euros.
That's euros.
Well done. Well done, mate.
No, that's still right.
Still pretty much
It's
right.
there. It's there.
It's about 120.
To be fair to him, but no, he's absolutely killing it right now. Well, the thing is, it would cost a lot of money to pry him away from Chelsea because Chelsea don't want to get rid of him. He's a future captain. Like, he's going to cost over 100 bars, no doubt about it. Centurion here says Foden is going to win his 10th trophy, and Foden is going to win his 3rd Premier League title. How many has Mount got?
0.
But he's only been playing in the Premier League for 2 seasons.
We could get to the end of the season and be like, he's a Champions
Well, he's league winner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Champions League, FA Cup
Champions
winner.
League winner. You're
And
on
FA
mute.
Cup.
Daniel, you're on mute, bruv. Sorry.
Mad. There's no what's it called? What was I gonna say? Yeah, there's no like doubt that Mount is a quality player in it, but come on, man, we don't need to compare him to Foden. Foden's clearly number one, but Mount is a very very close number two. Like,
I think they're
no
different
shame.
then. I think they're
They're
different.
different,
if
but
you
I'm saying if you
it's
wanted
really
to
hard.
say if we went back to the question that Terry was asking, if you wanted one player in your team, I'd rather have Foden in my team. I can't even lie.
Yeah.
Foden's a top quality player who's really been the best because if you're factoring over the span of the season, he's come in from the bench and also had an effective performances for City as well. I think Foden has the output that Mount is still slowly getting to as well. So, but Mount is quality, but Foden is definitely number one, man. Out of all the English talent,
I've always said that when it comes to those two, I say Mount is, again, Terry won't understand this, but Mount is more like Steph Curry. No, because it's basketball. You only watch. Yeah, it's only basketball. Mount is more like Steph Curry, whereas Foden is more Giannis in the way that they'll develop. Where I can see Foden just literally, I can see Foden just out of nowhere just
Who's Giannis?
Again, MVP, NBA.
No,
I can still Foden just exploding. But like all I see Mount doing is just improving on what he is right now. Where I see Phil Foden developing so much more to everything, becoming like a top goal scorer and a top assister as well, on top of what he already does.
I hear we've got some super chats here again. Rose says if Havertz was not playing this game today, Chelsea were not scoring the goals. Forget Mount. Look at Havertz's runs and his touch today; they were world class. Yeah, you can't deny that. He's a top class player. There's no doubt about it.
People know my
you have to
opinion.
go.
Don't mock. Sorry, mate. Says don't mock Gilmore again, Igal. You'd rather have him over Ceballos to partner party in your biscuit of a midfield.
That's true.
Don't lie to yourself as a Chelsea fan. If you seen your midfield at the beginning of the game and you weren't slightly worried, don't lie to yourself.
No, we don't. The thing is, we don't actually have reasons to be worried anymore because every time he makes a change, he's justified at the end. Literally every single time. So as of right now, for me, I'm like,
that's what's so interesting about Tuchel. I mean, I had a lot of people DM me about Cho this, Cho that. At the end of the day, I want Cho to play. Under Lampard, the reason why my Cho propaganda was even more loud, like it was much more loud, was because we were losing games. We weren't winning games. And when Cho came on, he was the difference in those games in terms of maybe getting us a goal and winning us a point. But now we're in a situation where Tuchel is winning games for us. Like, we're winning games without Cho, so you can't complain at his exclusion. And really and truly, you have to take certain people's exclusion as an indication as to who he thinks will be in his trimmed down squad next year. Do you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it doesn't look great for Cho. I've been saying he should have gone to Bayern Munich. I think Chelsea isn't currently the place for him. I don't know why we don't play him. He's not playing. So why not move him on and then sign him in 2025 for 100 mil like we normally do? But like at the end of the day, we can't complain because Tuchel's getting the results.
Yeah, I mean, he is. And it's what I'm seeing, not that I'm using Twitter at the moment as into interact, but I'm sort of seeing like less and less complaints when the lineups come out because he's winning. And when you win those games where it comes off, people trust you. I was about to bring Slens in and he disappeared. I don't know where he's gone. Literally, I was about to bring Slens in to have his say, and I looked down into the green room and man's gone. By the way, I got it wrong on Mason Mount. His valuation is 120 to 150 million euros, not that. It hadn't updated from. It hadn't updated. So should we do some tests on that, right? So let's put in Saka. We think Saka's going to be higher or lower?
Lower.
Around the same price.
For what?
If he's the same price, I don't believe the thing anymore.
For what? Joke.
Saka's valuation is exactly the same price.
That's an absolute joke.
Let's put in Phil Foden. Let's see what they say for Philip of the Fodens. I need to kick on Phil Bardsley. All right, Phil Foden, same price. Let's put in Mason Greenwood's got to be the same price as well, right?
Yeah, Greenwood's going to be more, I bet you.
Surely not.
Same price. Let's put in.
You see, it's capped. It's capped. It's capped.
I'm going to put in Rashford.
Rashford's going to be like
200 million. Woo woo.
So you're telling me Greenwood's had a poor season. Saka's had a good season. Greenwood's got more output than Saka, but they're worth the same price.
Havertz,
What are you
90
talking about? Does this guy
You know
watch
what?
football?
The advisory is not the best one to use. The best one,
Yes, I do. I do watch football.
best one to use is KPMG, because the KPMG are the biggest. They use more than anybody else in terms of their analytical data around what players or what. So let's have a little look and see if people. Let's go to clubs, right? Let's go to Chelsea. So they only have 4 players in the top 50. Mason Mount. So this is KPMG. So they are the ones who set all the criteria for what goes into player valuations, right? Highest value player at Chelsea is Havertz at 90 million euros. Werner is number 2 at 88 million euros. Pulisic number 3 at 66. Mason Mount 66. That's the official evaluations. Do you know what's really bad about this? Arsenal don't have a single player in the top 50. So you have to pay to go beyond that paywall. And I haven't updated my membership because I used to do work in this space and I don't anymore. So I don't bother paying the yearly subscription. What's the point? Man United, it's got Man United, it's got Man City, it's using it. Wow, they've got lots of players in it. Sterling is the most valuable player at Man City, 125 mil, followed by KDB at 113, DS 76. Phil Foden is on the list at 69 million as his official rating. Rodri, 71 mil, bro. How many players do you think Man United have got in it?
5.
Probably have like 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Paul Pogba's not in the top 50 anymore. But,
What?
But you know what it is? It's because of the length of time left on his contract. So a big thing that factors into player valuation is contract length. So Rashford is number 1 at United, 115 mil. Bruno Fernandes, 107 mil. Anthony Martial, still rated at 75 mil. So this is the point where, I say to people, it doesn't matter what fans think, because these are the consultants who help the clubs to negotiate. So, when people say there's a middleman involved with pricing, it's generally people from KPMG and consultants that go in there and say, well, no, this is the reason why he's not worth that. And they present all these reasons that are based on the methodology that the clubs use for setting the price in the first place. So there we go. Interestingly, the top 10, in Europe, in the world, Mbappe number 1, 185. Harry Kane, number 2, 125. Then Sterling. Sancho, 117. Neymar, 115. Salah, 115. Followed by Rashford, number 7. Rashford, number 7. That means he's the 7th best player in the world. KDB, number 8. KDB, number 8 on 113. Trent Alexander-Arnold, 9th at 110. Followed by Mane at 110. That's the valuation. And that was updated actually 2 months ago, so it might change a little bit. But yes, I find that sort of stuff really interesting. Haaland's not in the top 10, but Haaland's valuation, people are asking for it. We digress so much here. 110 mil. Wow. 110 mil is Haaland.
Saka's more than Haaland.
No. This is the official one, not the
fake one.
Oh, okay.
Saka's not even worth 56 mil.
Thank you. That's what.
Okay, Terry, I'm gonna have to head off. I came
mate.
on here just to big up the Chelsea lot because they've been doing good. And you know what? I can't make fun of Jem anymore, but I can still make fun of that haircut. So we're good. Anyways, peace out there.
Well, can you imagine that when you've got a hairline like the tide's gone out, having to go haircuts? You know what I mean? It's like mine, bro. I get that. Prime's back with us as well now. Ches is back with us as well. Gents, I want to speak to you about the Real Madrid game. I want to speak to you. Who disappeared though, Jem? I want to speak to you about the Real Madrid game because it's obviously fast approaching. Biggest game of the season so far. Daniel, how are you feeling ahead of it? And what personnel do you think Thomas Tuchel's going to go with?
He's got a bit of a headache because, well, first of all, in terms of my confidence, I think the game is there to be won. Like, we can win. Really and truly, we don't have to score and we don't concede. This is another game where we scored first and also didn't concede, which is now a running trend with Tuchel scoring first and not conceding. I do anticipate Real Madrid scoring. That's why I just like when you face Real Madrid, you just have to say yes, they're going to score 1. So we are going to have to at least score twice, in my opinion, maybe to just see the game out. And I think we can do that. Like I think we are very capable of doing that, especially with the fact that Ferland Mendy is still a doubt, meaning that Marcelo will probably play.
Marcelo can't play.
No, it's changed now. So they've got.
Has he changed it?
Yeah. Okay. Now. So there's that. But then the headache in terms of personnel is that Azpilicueta got arrested, and he seems like he could come in at right wing back. But Reece James, I think, can more than do the job that Azpi's in the team for, especially because I think Azpi was the poorest player in the first leg. Then you look at the front three. The front three is going to be the biggest headache for him because Pulisic is definitely starting. That's why he got rested today. Mount has to start, in my
Havertz.
opinion. And then it's between Havertz and Werner, really. What happens with that? Maybe Havertz does start because Havertz obviously outperformed Werner. And Werner started 2 games on the trot. And it'll be a bit interesting to see whether Tuchel starts Werner 3 games in a row. But that's the dilemma, I think. Havertz or Werner.
If anyone wants to know why Tammy Abraham's getting sold, at the end of the summer, I think the last 15 minutes of this game show why. Yeah.
No, we don't even need to debate this, Jam. It's fairly obvious. It's not good enough.
He's not good enough. He's just not good enough.
Like, for our club. It's just the inevitable outcome.
His headering is shocking for as tall as he is. Yeah. Not just that. The ball went up to him. He controlled it, and then gave a free kick away. It's like, how have you lost the ball? Like, he just does it.
I do think if you can't use this game and he hasn't played in like God knows how long, but I do agree for the most part that Tammy isn't really good enough in it because he doesn't have one outstanding quality as a striker, and that's his problem.
But none of your strikers do. Werner just hasn't.
No, I think they
do.
Werner's got paid.
They do.
What I mean, okay. So they've got. Yeah, okay. So they have got. Everyone's got something they're very good at, but none of them are elite level or performing at an elite level for Chelsea. And I think that this is when I listen to these debates as a United fan, watching from afar at Chelsea fans debate, I see a lot of micro penis competitions. It's like none of them are good enough. Like in terms of, but Werner can do this more better than Tammy, but Tammy's better than this. Yeah, but Giroud's better than this. And I just sit there thinking, but you don't want any of them. Like none of them for me are good enough. You need Harry Kane level, you need a Harry Kane level, Haaland level striker to come in and like just absolutely destroy it up there. That's what I think you need. I just sort of look at a lot of the arguments and just think the arguments are pointless because you don't really want any of them. They're all going to let you down in one way, shape, or form for me.
Yeah, because the outcome that you want is clinicalness and finishing, and who you just called there are just clinical strikers, and there's not many of them out there anymore. Other than Kane, Lewandowski, and Haaland, who else is clinical in the world?
No, so if you don't go for that, then you need to move away from a number 9 type striker and maybe look for people that can play more the false 9. Strike inside forwards, but you've got to go for something different. You look at Giroud and Tammy; they are traditional number 9s, but they're not clinical. So, what's the point?
I think what you have to remember, though, is that the reason why these debates arise anyway is because of personnel. Who should play? At the end of the day, we can only argue about the players that we have in our team. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the dilemma we have because you have to play one of them because we then don't have enough options up there to have a front three or whatever Tuchel wants to do. But at the end of the day, look, you can only give Tuchel credit because he's getting the most juice he can out of the players that he's using. And that's why he's taken us from 10th to 4th, put us in an FA Cup final and put us on the verge of a Champions League final potentially. So, look, I think it's scary that we've been able to get to where we are with the level of output we've had from our strikers. So imagine we did have a Kane or a Haaland or Lewandowski.
That's just our defence, though, Dan. That's why. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly.
We can score one goal and defend for 90 minutes and win games. That is the only reason.
I'd go the Thiago Silva route. If we can't get our main targets, you go and get Aguero for a year.
Yeah.
But if he can stay fit, I agree. I'd say we get rid of Giroud and Tammy, and we get Aguero plus another striker. That personally what I'd be. However, again, financially, whether you can actually do that or not is
that's what I'm saying.
That's the problem with it.
Yeah.
But do you know what's great though? It's like first world problems. I'm getting an echo from somewhere.
I think it's probably Ches, isn't it?
Why is it always me?
It's always you.
I muted Ches. It's not Ches.
Exactly.
I've muted Jem. No, I muted David. Is it David? No. Prime? Is it Prime? It's never happened to Prime before. It's like Prime is normally pretty good. Rowe here says the problem in Chelsea's front line is not about the final pass. Our strikers do not know when to time their runs. Only Havetz knows how to do that.
I disagree.
I think Werner, it's a point about some. I think Werner gets his running right generally.
So do I.
I even saw today there was times in that after you're 1-0 up where he has the ball, and if he has a better first touch, either the first touch takes the ball away from the play or he keeps it close to himself. He can get away from the defender. Every time every time he touched it, it put the ball into danger. So
Or
the
Terry,
Go
or
on.
the final pass actually reaches him, because there's so many times in that game where ZH played the ball into him when he'd made the run and they'd intercepted it. So sometimes it's not always just the other way around. You know what I mean, as well.
I get that, but for me, I just felt like Werner today 3 or 4 times. You think, oh, he's going to score, and like how each time the defender's covering, it's like do something to catch the defender out. It was basic. It was basic.
No, I think everyone's been a bit harsh on Werner again. Personally, I thought today. I know he didn't get his goal, but he's contributing. He got an assist today. He should have actually had 2 assists today, but Ziyech missed an absolute sitter. Like he is creating the chances. He is. He's there to, even though he may not be scoring, he's definitely there to do a job, and he's doing it effectively right now. So I think,
and that's why he's played.
This is my problem, though. This is exactly my problem.
That's why I give him on the season as well.
Yeah.
But this is my problem, though, in terms of. My problem, though, in terms of the Chelsea fans, though, is because it's the double standard with Werner. Look, no one's saying that Werner. Like, do you know what? There's so many people arguing about whether Werner deserves to play and whatnot. Like, I don't care about that, innit? But we were getting onto Tammy Abraham for scoring tap-ins. That was one of the biggest things. They're not scoring in big games. But then the same energy doesn't get you, because we sometimes say, oh, Werner's movement is why he's in the team, and we give him excuses. Criticize him. He deserves to be criticized because he hasn't been good.
In front of goal.
He's a more productive striker.
Yeah, he's more productive.
He's a more productive striker than Tammy Abraham.
And look, trust me, I'm not backing Tammy Abraham, but he's had double the minutes of Tammy Abraham and has one more goal than Tammy Abraham.
Yeah, but I could say the same thing about Kai Havertz and Mason Mount.
But Tammy Abraham ain't contributing like Werner is in games. He's not doing what Werner's doing in games.
And Kai Havertz, they're not playing the same position. We're comparing two number 9s.
Well, they were, and at the time, it was literally the same thing anyway.
Yeah, but we're comparing the 2 number 9s in our team.
No, but Dan, the thing is, you can't get onto Werner because if he's not producing goals, he has to contribute in some way.
He is.
This is what I'm trying to say, though.
I know what you're saying, but we're
getting blinded by the contribution because his all-round player as a player isn't good enough with that first touch we're talking about. There were too many actions in that game where I'm saying his first touch would get him into a position to score, or there was a play at the end of the game. I think it was the Alonso free kick. It comes back into the box and then he just turns around and lets it hit his back.
You can't do that. That's harsh, man. Don't even go there.
He's weird. He's weird. No, I'm not. That's not my reason for saying he's not good. But he's a very weird player. He's odd. He's mad odd.
Put it like this here. If we were to get a new striker, I'd rather see Ziyech lead than Werner. That's how I put it. Because at least Werner, if he's coming on, or if he's a super sub, or the striker needs to rest, he'll contribute something. We know to put work into it.
All I'm saying is, Ches, and I'll just leave it at this. If Werner played for another team, he'd be the most targeted guy from all the rivals, and that's facts.
No, not true.
He would be.
If Werner played for Arsenal, if he played for Man United, he'd be protected by their fans. The reason why I know that is because Naby.
That's a lie.
Why? No, hold on. The reason why I know that is because Naby Keita has been in the Prem now for 3 seasons, and he's continuously being protected by Liverpool fans, regardless of what rivals say.
His reputation isn't the same.
Listen. No, because when he was bought, Liverpool fans called him the next Steven Gerrard.
Yeah, but everyone.
Liverpool fans called him the next Steven Gerrard. Let me finish. Martial, when he was bought, Man United fans saying that he's the next Thierry Henry. I called Martial. World class Let me finish. World class Martial. And yet this guy is a flop in the Premier League, and Man United fans still protect him. Man United fans protect Fred. Arsenal fans protect Pepe.
What?
And Lacazette. No, my point is, I'm not saying regardless of what rivals say, our fan base should be protecting our players.
I'm not letting you finish. Now. I'm not. What Man United? I see Martial and Fred get so much criticism. What fan people are you following?
Up until Martial has been in the Prem for how long? And up until now, it's now when he's starting to get criticism. It's only now when he's starting to get, and that's my point. It doesn't matter what rivals say, but your own fan base, you should be protecting your player.
Prime.
Supporting them. That's my point.
Prime, let me just tell you now, that look, I want to talk about Werner and hopefully say that he's one of the best strikers in the Prem. But you cannot. Martial has been disappointing, and Martial gets a lot of slack. Yet Martial has a 17-goal Premier League season. He has an 11-goal Premier League season, and he has a 10-goal Premier League season. In the minutes that Werner has played, 6 goals in the Premier League is not good enough for
And
Chelsea.
guess what,
football.
Daniel? You just made a good
Garner.
point. Give him time.
For one,
Because
he's been here for one. He's been here for one season. Martial has been here for like 5, and he's
I'll ask you one
Martial's been here
question.
for 5.
I'll ask you one question. Why is it that
Yeah.
as Chelsea fans we can see, or
Yeah.
and even rival fans, we can see
Yeah.
the potential in Kai Havertz, but we can't see that same potential in Timo Werner?
I can.
But guys, listen, guys, we'll stand the debate down now because otherwise we just go around in circles saying the same stuff. We're going to go to some calls. Prime, we're getting a lot of echo from you, mate. If you can try to put some earphones in for, I'm not sure why it's doing that tonight. We're going to go to some calls. Wrong button. We're going to go to some calls here. First, some super chats. Martial has 80 goals for United, and the most of that's come from the wing as well. So let's be absolutely honest about that. Werner needs to slow his game. Time his runs better. He just keeps running, and the same with Abraham. I will swap Martial for Werner. His eyes are much better.
No. That's ridiculous.
Well, it's what Rose had to say there. We're going to go to some calls here. First up, we're going to get the Winter Surfer on with us here. Man like Andrew's in the house. What are you saying, bro?
Yeah, well, good, Terry. Thanks for letting me on. Yeah, I thought it was another comfortable performance in the second half. Mason Mount's touch and the pass was one of the best I've seen, and also pass was so good. Kai Havertz didn't even have to divert his run or anything like that. I thought it was very comfortable. I was a bit scared in the first 35 minutes because Fulham were getting past the midfield pivot of Billy Gilmore and Hakim Ziyech, which I don't want to have to repeat again in any season because Ziyech was dropping deeper than Mason Mount was in that first half. But I thought it was a very comfortable result. And this starting lineup proves that Chelsea fans don't blow your heads when they announce the starting lineup again, because I'm sure when I went online, Chelsea supporters' heads were blowing up when they saw Gilmore in that midfield. But Kai Havertz is now coming into form. Same with Pulisic. We've got 2 guys now coming into form in the business end of this season. It's like signing them in late March, early April. And I am very positive now ahead of the Real Madrid game. I think we're actually going to beat them on the night as well.
Wow. Look at that big confidence word there. Listen, bro, thank you for coming on and having your say. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you. We're going to go all these calls. We can go through these calls quickly as Chris Eubanks Jr. is walking out very, very soon. I am doing a combined 11 show tonight, but I pushed it back to it's going to be later. I'm watching Derek Chisora fight, and then I'm doing it. It's as simple as that because I've got to watch my guy Del Boy fight. Tom Little's on with us now. Tom's a Liverpool fan. What do you want to say, mate? Oh, that's not working. That's gone a bit. I don't know what's happened to Tom. Bye, Tom. I don't know what's going on. He might have to try and come back in, come back out again. So we're going to go to next. I don't know what this person's real name is. Their username is Werner is a pace merchant. What are you saying? Oh, he just disappeared as soon as I said that as well.
Of course he would.
Yeah, he absolutely bottled it. Ches has disappeared as well. I don't know where Ches has gone. So next up, Aaron. I don't know. Tom's with us now. Tom is with us. Tom is here. What are you saying, Tom?
Finally, it's working. Timo Werner is an interesting one, eh? You know, we all thought, I thought when he joined Chelsea that he was going to be this great goal scorer for us, but I think he's found his role in that Chelsea team. He ain't half a bloody good winger. I know it's not what many people thought, but for a winger in this era of the Premier League, he's got everything you want. I didn't expect him to be this good at creating as he is. I mean, his assist for that second goal is a very good one. I know it looks simple, but to play that pass with that many defenders around him, to have that vision, that's quality. So he may not be the striker that Chelsea were looking for. He's certainly got a hell of a future at the club if he keeps this going.
Yeah, he certainly does. There is no doubt about that. In terms of top 4, though, a lot of pressure on you tomorrow night now, right?
Oh, top 4's done. Chelsea, I actually see Chelsea winning the majority of the games in the run, even though they've got the hardest one. That's how good a form they're in. So it's a very successful season for them. Very disappointing for us. just a sort of move on thing.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. I do. I mean, how do you think your team is going to respond to this tomorrow night in the big game tomorrow afternoon against Manchester United?
Like playing Reece Williams at the back. I'm expecting you to just walk through our defence. We could have everyone up for it and we'd still let him fall.
Look at that. Can you I was saying this earlier, right? Look at that. The hands in the face. Could you imagine a year ago, Liverpool fans at this stage of a season being petrified of going to Old Trafford?
Yeah, no.
That was last year. We were in the best form of our lives. I was petrified of it last year. I
Mate,
hate Old Trafford.
They're petrified of Turf Moor.
Oh,
Exactly.
don't even get me started on Turf Moor. The Hawthorns, another horrible place to go.
Definitely are a little bit. Tom, we'll get you back on later for the combined 11, mate, and we'll speak to you soon. Top man. Final call up. We're going to get Abby on. What are you saying, Abby?
Hi, man. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, what do you want to say, bro?
I'm very happy for today's performance against the Fulham. It was very comfortable win, but now after this, each and every game is so big and so important. And I'm very comfortable against Real Madrid as well. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
And one thing is that Werner, there's no problem for him this season. Next season, I'm very confident for him. That's it.
There we go. Abby is confident. Top man, Abby. And actually, final call is actually Aaron. Aaron's here with us. Doncaster Rovers won today, I saw.
Yeah, we've relegated Rochdale, and we can. You know what? No. I'll be honest, mate. We're not playing for anything now. The last two games is all about seeing James Coppinger's career end on a nice massive high. I'm going to be down at the stadium on Sunday to say goodbye to him. So, be a good moment.
Bigger question for you, young man, on your own on the Saturday night. What are you doing in the dark?
No. This game's on Sunday. It kicks off at 12, so I'm going to get down there Sunday morning to say goodbye to him. So
brilliant. We're speaking Chelsea here. What are you saying?
Yeah, I watched the game while I was keeping an eye on Donny, and I think Chelsea played really well. I think obviously, people can have their worries about Billy Gilmour and Mason Mount in the midfield, and I think people have their worries, but I think that Billy Gilmour's a young, up and coming, fresh prospect. I think that Mason Mount's arguably the best young talent in England today. Right up there with Rashford and not Saka, but Rashford and Foden. But yeah, I think it was an overall great performance from Chelsea. I think that Tuchel's really got that side going again. I feel sorry for West Ham because I think they deserve top four, but if Chelsea get it, I won't be complaining. So I think West Ham's only hope now is that Leicester drop points. But Terry, big up yourself, big up the terrace. Stay tuned, everyone, for the combined 11 for Man U and Liverpool. I'm sure it's going to be a great show. And we go to Blackpool on Tuesday and then end the season on Saturday against Peterborough. And we get to say goodbye to James Coppinger after 17 years. Coppinger, you won the Sir Tom Finney Award that many other great legends have won on the EFL Awards a few days ago. So deserves the award, deserves it.
Top man, thank you very much, bro. Top man. I've never known so much about Doncaster Rovers until this man's been coming on.
I can't help it.
You know what I do though?
I can't help it.
When I go onto apps and that, I check for the scores. I find myself on because they're in my head. I don't in my head. Makes me die, bro. Makes me die. Listen, everyone that's tuned in to us today, thank you very, very much indeed. We're back later on this evening. It will be after the Chisora fight, so it might be quite late, like 11:30 or something. So make sure you stay tuned in. But until then, take care. And we've got something big coming for you tomorrow. Keep your eyes out tomorrow afternoon in the build-up to the Manchester-Liverpool game. Make sure you're here on the Football Terrace. No matter who you support, make sure you're here and you're back in this platform that I know you all enjoy watching massively. Until next time, everyone, take care. Goodbye. God